Today I've got Dustin, and Dustin and I really started talking probably in the beginning of summer. Where are we in, dude? We're like September? No, it was right before.
Yeah.
Was it like May?
Yeah, March, April, May, somewhere right around there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he mentioned, hey, I've got these seller leads, online seller leads for you. And I met him through Randy from Chime, right? Because his product works with Chime. And he goes, dude, I've got these seller leads, but they're not cheap. And I'm like, okay, it's the opposite. I like it. It's usually I've got these seller leads and they're cheap.
Great price. Yeah. Buy them now.
Yeah. And so when I talked to you, you went through how you get the leads for us and you qualify them and you make them opportunities for us. That's what I want to start with, because that's when I started listening and I'm like, okay, this can actually work, because you take them through a process and they're kind of then raising their hands and saying, hey, yeah, we're possibly interested. And that to me was the good thing about this. I tested it out. We didn't do well for like 30 days. You're like, oh, we got to fix this up. You fixed it.
Yeah.
And 30 days after that, literally like 6 days in, we got our first listing. And then it closed. And then and then we got more listings. So let's start with how, first of all, your company name, who you are, your history, and then let's go into how you qualify these leads.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks for having me on. It's super exciting to share my message with everyone. It's maybe a little bit of background. I built a real estate brokerage and a property management company, and became a realtor. And I have a portfolio of single family homes in Phoenix, Arizona, that I constantly use reverse 1031 exchanges to fix and flip because of cash offer leads. And so it's exciting for me I got my real estate license because of cash offer leads. So exciting for me to kind of make all of this full circle, to take what I've learned and apply it to the everyman, every realtor out there. And so I have 4 key talking points in my thing. And I like the idea of jumping to the last one. You're talking about conversion and cost per contract acquisition is the word that I like to use. And so my cost per contract acquisition for these leads is more efficient than anything we've ever been able to produce. And I have door knocking teams running around Phoenix, Arizona, knocking down some of the most distressed homeowners in the world. And this isn't a distressed homeowner business. This is the definition of top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel leads, right? So you might think of a home valuation as a bottom of funnel lead because you just don't know why they're asking for a home valuation. Are they asking for it because they want to do a cash out refinance? That's what a lot of people want to do right now. Are they asking because they're just curious on how rich they are at the moment because they had a couple glasses of wine that night? And so it's difficult. A realtor only has his or her time to work with humans, work with people, potential customers. So when you're going through all of those crappy top of funnel leads, it just becomes draining and it's hard to focus, right? Yep. And so what we've done with these leads is we've gone from top of funnel to more middle of funnel, middle to bottom of funnel, depending on our algorithms and how far we push the qualification of the lead. But in the middle of the funnel, these people are past the looky-loos. They're past the tire kicking stage. They're actually interested in having a conversation with a human. And that's where our real value add is that we've gotten enough information out of these people. We have a 13 question web form. So by the time they get to the end of those 13 questions, they're exhausted. They're like, all right, just give me my offer, And so we're using a cash offer to drive traffic. And once we have that cash offer, once we have the hook, once we have the intrigue, we're using 13 questions to additionally qualify the lead to make sure that they're serious about communicating about selling their house. And then finally, my company is Geopoint Data. Geopointdata.com. And so we're using our data to create these leads. We have things like consumer credit and credit card debts, and we track things like fire and obituaries and all kinds of crazy data at Geopoint Data. And so we were able to use that data to create these leads. And I think that's the answer to your question is we're using the intent level and algorithms to make sure that before we deliver a lead, we have done every everything in our power to make sure we don't deliver realtors shitty leads, right? No one wants a bad lead. And then we scrub it. We're using a pinging technology to make sure that the phone number that we deliver is correct. And we're going through the MLS and making sure our lead isn't listed on the MLS so that realtors aren't paying for leads that are worthless.
What are you seeing is the best part of these leads besides them being great? Is there anything that really stands out to you that you can duplicate with maybe buyer leads and say, hey man, this is working over here? Because the success we're having with seller leads are great.
Yeah,
that's just a personal question.
So we do have buyer leads, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. And so the primary success is that we're using every single marketing channel that exists on the internet, including email and Facebook traffic and pay-per-click and direct display marketing. We're using every channel that exists on the internet, and we're driving these people to our questionnaire form with a little bit of buffering, but we're driving people there, and they want to cash offer. And when they want to cash offer, I think that's probably the uniqueness of our leads, is that when they want a cash offer, they recognize that they have to talk to a human in order to get that cash offer, and they have to interact to that degree. So I think that's the primary reason why we're middle to bottom of funnel, is that people are ready to communicate with a real estate professional about what their best circumstances are, and so they're great because of that. They're not starting the process there. They're saying, okay, I'm ready to hear what an investor has to say so that I can decide whether or not I want a cash offer or a realtor offer. Right?
All right. So it sounds like more like iBuyers, right? They're looking for. They're
intrigued by what an iBuyer would give to them, but I don't like to say bait and switch, but it's an ethical bait and switch, because a homeowner doesn't know what they need until they talk to a real estate professional. But the homeowner doesn't want to talk to a real estate professional until they're ready to sell their house. Like they're going to avoid the real.
No, that's interesting, because the one that we just closed from you was they were in forbearance. Then they needed a cash offer. Right. But they didn't know how much equity they had in their home. They literally didn't know. Right. And they didn't need to do a short sale or anything like that. They just sold it regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, we sold it really quick, but it's interesting that you do that. Do you have a script that you would recommend for these sellers that are coming through?
Yeah, definitely. We have two things for our Chime customers, and Chime is one of the best CRMs that exists in the United States of America. I haven't gone outside of this country for real estate, so I'm just going to say it's the best CRM. So we have a smart plan inside of that we give to our Chime customers, and so we communicate basically just like a realtor would communicate. We're looking to get the appointment. We're looking to get to the house if possible. We're worst case phone call, best case an appointment at the house. But you're communicating, trying to figure out what's your intention. So what we do, what I suggest to our customer base is to use these leads just like you would any other seller lead, and figure out the 4 pillars, we like to call them. And the 4 pillars are price, motivation, condition, and timeline.
All right, take me through that.
So you're talking to someone just came in from a web form, guaranteed cash offer. If you guys want to check out, should I show them a web form real quick?
Oh, dude, please, I would love that.
Okay. Let me show you guys where these leads are actually coming from. So this is a templatized, a sample web form. Let me get that pulled up.
Companies always keep this a secret, and it pisses me off. So thank you for showing us.
No, there are no secrets. I mean, if I want to sell something, then people have to understand what they're buying, right? So
yeah,
guaranteed house buyer. So guaranteedhousebuyer.com is you guys can go there and test it out yourself if you like. But it starts with
we're seeing Arizona Department of Housing.
Nah, I'm building some homes in Arizona. So let me switch that from over here to here. Okay, how about now?
There we go. I see it.
So this is just a sample. We have a network of these web forms that we're driving traffic to, and we're constantly A/B testing out messages. And so this is more of a static for examples for this type of a thing. But the first thing that we do is, what is your property address? Well, we have cash buyers looking to purchase a home in your area. We match your property to our top rated real estate professional, right? So ahead of time, they know that they're going to communicate with a real estate professional by the time they're done with these 13 questions. So 74, 74, let's do 185, 23 East Mackenzie. So the first thing we're doing is we're using the US Postal Service address tool to make sure that we're not getting bad addresses in. So that's, you know, lead qualification, quality control number one.
Step number one.
Yep. Reason for wanting to sell. And so this is, we sell to both realtors and investors. And so all of these reasons will go to both realtors, investors. And so choose one. I mean, financial hardship, inherited. You said that the last one that you closed off of Geopoint leads was a financial forbearance. So they had a financial hardship.
Yep.
So these aren't people. I mean, you're in a very affluent market for the most part. And so these I'm guessing that you're getting, what's the highest listing that you've gotten off of these
1.2 million.
1.2 million. They appreciate that. I was hoping it wasn't like $200,000 in LA. That would
no.
kill my point. Yeah.
Well, dude, the one we closed was 750,000.
Okay, there you go. So $1.2 million is, these people aren't, everybody is intrigued by the cash offer because they're looking for ease and convenience, and they want that in their lives. They all know that selling their house is a complicated, difficult experience, which is why they need a real estate professional. But if they can rip off the Band-Aid and get enough money, then that's what their intention is. So it's not just low income, poor houses or people with terrible, desolate situations. It's everybody that would prefer to rip off the Band-Aid when they sell a house. So we'll go with financial hardship for this purpose. What type of property you own? Single family home, condo, mobile. We don't sell any leads unless you own land, but single family home and condo duplex is the majority of what we sell. Single family home.
Cool.
How soon would you like to sell? So this is one of those pillars, right? Then we say within 3 months. Current occupancy, owner, tenant, vacant. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Yes, no. Estimated home value. So we have the 4 pillars, right? Price, motivation, timeline, and condition. And so we're on price.
Yeah.
So the home is worth 250 to 300. Are you listed with a realtor? This is we call it a disqualifying question, because if they answer yes, then we're not going to sell it to a realtor or an investor. But no.
Okay.
And then you put in your name, put in your email, phone number. This is all your TCPA compliant information. This is giving you permission to call them and text them and put them in an auto dialer if you like. And you say, get your offer. So it's going to think for a second, and thanks, your information was submitted. We're matching you to one of our premier partners. Now, we're talking about the 4 pillars. And so those 13 questions are helping the real estate agent figure out ahead of time where they're coming from, which allows that conversation to go so much smoother when you know, oh, I just inherited a house. Well, I know how to approach that conversation. I should remember my resources for potentially, what is the auctions, estate sales, clean outs. And I'm probably going to have to help them work through some of these details. Do I know anything about probate attorneys? So like when you know that these people are selling because they have some kind of a financial distress, or they're just curious, they're just looking for a realtor, then you can go into the conversation with more ammo, and that helps you lay up the sale better. It's probably the best way to describe it. So 4 pillars, the price, condition, motivation, and timeline. And once you have those 4 things, that's where I like to call it the ethical bait and switch. You're the real estate professional. You're the one who knows whether or not they should actually get a cash offer, or if they're better off listing the house. And so realtors, if you don't know, there's plenty of ways to monetize a cash offer. I'm a cash buyer. I'll bet Tristan has a whole bunch of investor buyers in his market, but there's investors everywhere in every single market, whether it's Open Door, which you can use and submit homes via their widget, or your local mom and pop investor that might be buying for the purpose of buy and hold. So when you have the price, motivation, timeline, and condition, you're deciding whether or not they have the motivation that is required to sell for that instant cash offer solution. And if they do have that type of motivation, or they do have a requirement for that timeline, then you know where to lead the conversation. And so I think that's probably the generalities of what we're talking about, is understanding the the place that the homeowner is at, home seller is at the specific point in time, and escorting them through all of the information, educating them through what they need to know so that they can land on the right decision themselves, be it you listing their house as a realtor, bringing them a cash offer, or there's some creative other things that we talk about, like sell and stay and fix and list.
Dude, I love that. And I want to show my screen really quick. Hold on. And by the way, if you're trying to get to the website that Dustin was showing, just type in www. Guaranteed house buyer first. Because if you just type in guaranteed house buyer, you're not going to find it. It's going to say, hey, it's not there. I'm going to show you my.
I put it in the chat for the purpose of this conversation. Oh, yep, you already did it. Super.
All right, so here, I'm just going to go to my email. These are all the Geopoint leads that we've gotten. And if we go to just today, let me see who we've got. Hold on, let me shift my screen here on this side. We've got this one. Oop, John Curtis. Yep, let me go a little bit further. All right, here we go. This is how it looks when you get it. You've got the lead ID number, so we know what it is. We got the name, email, phone number, and then we got a little bit of information, right? This is what we get by email. The cool thing is we also get it in Chime, right? Because it connects to our CRM, and we get the information here. And then it assigns it to my agent, Zach. It gives us their address. And then, it starts off whatever we have. If we have the AI on, it starts engaging. We don't have the AI on for seller leads. We have our agents reach out to them only because of the situation they may be in. Like we had that one in forbearance, right? We want to be really sensitive as to how we approach these. But look, once we take a look at the auto emails that's sent, we can take a look at everything else. Zach hasn't called because this one came in a little earlier, but this
speed to lead, baby. That's the other thing that the customer base needs to hear is that if you get a lead, you have to call that lead inside of 3 minutes or less. Yep. So critical.
Very true, buddy. Very true. And so I wanted to just show people how the outline works here. And let's just pick somebody else here, just so I can, that one. All right, let's just pick Earl, right? This one's in Newbury Park, Indian Wells, and then gives you, again, price point, looking within 6 months, relocating, right? That already sounds great to me, Dustin.
Yes.
Like the relocation part, dude, that might be a listing for us, right? So then
they got to sell. They got to talk to a real estate professional. Might as well be you. It's like the lotto commercial.
Exactly. So that's why I love these. And I wanted to show that to people so they can understand how it flows through. Then it goes into Chime, and then what we do after that. So the success we've had, and look, we have 3 of our agents calling only because I have my top agents that can convert at a high level. But even out of those 3, only one of them adjusted quick enough to be able to list the property within 6 days, right? Because he's so different on the phone. I literally give him my phone. He's like, who do you want me to call? I'm like, just call anybody. And then he just calls them. So, he does have that ability to just call random people. And he's the one who's having more success with these, right? The other 2 agents, they're amazing, but they've had to adjust the way they talk to these leads. So that's one thing that I do want to point out. You do need to talk to these differently. It's not, like Dustin said, it's not bait and switch, but you have to understand why they're coming through. That's why it's important to take a look at what they chose. You saw the other one came in, relocation, right? Regardless of where they're coming from, the number one thing they're looking for is, well, maybe a cash offer will work, right? And so you have to address that. You can't just be like, boom, I'm a real estate agent. How can I help you?
That's right. The realtor base has so much ammo right now because all of these iBuyers, real estate disruptors, all of these companies are coming in with all of these unique messages, and the homeowners don't even know where to start, right? So the escorting of the homeowner, the home seller through the process of understanding what options are available is such a critical function. And then 9 out of 10 of these leads, we've been selling these leads to national buyers for over 3 years, and we've opened up to local buyers about a year and something ago. And so the local buyers, the process is the 9 out of 10 of these leads are ending up in traditional sales environments where it's a listing, or maybe they're doing a for sale by owner. But when we go backwards in these leads, only 1 out of 10 of all of our leads are ending up in anywhere close to an investor's shoes. So these are prime leads for realtors because they just don't know. They say, hey, I hear all of this marketing and advertising about a cash offer. That sounds great. Let's see how much they're going to give me. And then they need the real estate professional to help them understand what's really going on out there.
All right, that makes a lot of sense, man. And why do you think that partnership with Chime works so well with you guys?
That's an easy one. So Chime has multiple channels. So we're using multi-channels, many channels to be able to drive the traffic to our web form. And Chime has the capability to plug in the dialing system or the text messaging system or the email system, and they allow you to auto drip. So I'll give you guys, I'll share my smart plan just so you can see one that actually has a smart plan active. Let's see, chime.me. And so the Chime, the robustness of the Chime system is huge. And then after our smart plan only has 4 or 5 different messages before I think there's 9 steps to our smart plan before it pushes off to a pause. And so Let me see, Marcy Lane, here we go. Let me share this. Share my screen.
Okay, I see it. You're in Chime.
My smart plan didn't activate. So this one, I don't know. I thought I had one ready to go. We have a smart plan activated for all of them. Let me see if I can find one that has a smart plan.
Or you can just go to your smart plans and show how they work really quick.
That's fair. Even better. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. And smart plan.
And do you share the smart plans with everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All of our customers get a smart plan. Team smart plan. Geopoint and stuff. All right. So this one it's pretty dry. And so we encourage our customers to take the actual Word doc. It might be easier if I just share it off of the Word document smart plan.
Yeah, dude. If you have them outlined, I like that. Oh, instant, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so smooth. Yeah, I remember you sending these to me now. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we have 2 things. So we have a best practices document that we give to our customer base. Yep. And that basically just says, figure out what their motivation, price, timeline, and condition of the property is, and then get an appointment and then be a realtor, right? So that's best practice. But for this, the critical function here is that if someone comes in and asks for a cash offer, and then you go towards the listing, it's gonna feel like a bait and switch, and they're not going to convert, I promise. So you have to represent the cash offer the entire time until you find out those 4 pillars, and then you can pivot into whatever the homeowner's best opportunity is. So, it's just the same thing. Let me know when it's a good time to get together, look at your house to get you a cash offer, instant offer. We have buyers looking for your exact home. So these are all just teasers. So this is kind of a simple call script. You just requested a cash offer in your home, and it's calling to follow up. When would be a good time to check out the condition of the house and find out what we can offer for the house? So we're kind of laying the groundwork to say, hey, nice. You can't make an offer unless you see the condition of the house. And once we see the condition of the house, you get what you want. So the realtor, the real estate professional, has a carrot, and that carrot is the cash offer, because they're the ones that know. And so you have to use that as the carrot to dangle to get the appointment, right? And so we wait 5 minutes and then say, let me know, just to kind of ping their cell phone twice in a short period of time. Hi, I'm Dustin. You recently requested a cash offer on your home. I'm available tomorrow afternoon or most anytime this weekend to take a quick walkthrough of your house so we can get the best cash offer to you, And so we're just saying the same thing over and over and over and over, but that's what engagement is all about, is repetition. And then, people will ignore this maybe for months at a time. And then all of a sudden, ding, you captured their attention. That's one of the Keller Williams strategies, is to, what is it? There's something about pain, like 11 days. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I forgot, but it has to do with pain. And I don't.
Yeah, like 11 days of pain or 7 days. Yeah, 7 days. We'll go with 7 days of pain. And so those people remember because you put 7 days of pain in there. And when they're ready for the cash offer, they'll go back, they'll search their text messages, they'll search their emails, and they'll find you. And that's just how this game works. So, it's like I said, it's kind of the same thing. When would be a good time to connect and discuss the instant offer we have ready for your home? And so that's we have a series of and then we start to at the very end, we're pivoting to agency / alternative offer. So after 11 days, they aren't communicating with us. We're going to try to throw out some Hail Marys, even though I say don't talk about listing until you talk to the homeowner. If they, after 11 days, they haven't responded, then we try to use the cash offer and the agency to let them know that, hey, we can do both for you, right? So we're a full service real estate brokerage. We can deliver cash instant offer. We have a list of vendors to assure the easiest sale ever. Please let me know. So you're just kind of opening up the theory of clients and other options besides me just communicating.
I love that, dude. All right. So what's the link for people to take a look at the product? Because I got it through Chime, through Randy, right? And so
yeah.
Where do we go to take a look at this?
So if you go to geopointdata.com, I'll go ahead and I'm going to pull up the link right now, but geopointdata.com, you do a drop down on real estate leads. We sell instant data deliveries, which is homeowners' names, phone numbers, and contact information, all their demographics and distress points. But the instant delivery leads on geopointdata.com, and I'll put that in the Zoom chat here.
Put it here, and then I'll grab it and put it into the Facebook community as well.
Okay, super. Yeah, so that's the lead form, and there's at the end of the lead form that there's a survey, there's a qualification form, and so that's kind of an important part of our seller leads is that it's essential for us to have speed to lead, right? So we know from all of the people that we've been selling leads to that if you're not getting a hold of these leads in the first 5 minutes, then there's no reason to buy the leads. And so we have a couple minimum criterion, and we want to look at your CRM, and we want to see how long you've been working leads in your CRM as proof in the pudding. Yep. But that's the lead form. And then there's a qualification survey at the bottom to make sure that you are qualified to work these leads. And that's easy.
Thanks, Dustin. All right, dude. Well, look, we're out of time. I put the link here. I put it into the group, and I can't tell you how thankful I am to be working with you, because your leads actually work, and we've been testing them out now for about 6 months, 5 to 6 months.
Yep.
So thank you for that. We appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you.
Let's do this again in a few months, because I'm pretty sure as the market shifts, right, we're going to have to adapt as well. So thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that, man.
Tristan, thanks so much. Fred, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everybody listening in. We had a great showing today. So let me know if I can do anything to help.
Thanks, everybody.